Hello and welcome to Grade 10 English Lessons. This is Unit 6, Episode 2. So in the previous episode, we've learned some vocabulary items as well as we've tackled reading comprehension questions. However, in this episode, we're going to learn more vocabulary items, but we're also going to tackle some set book questions. Let's begin with this information. The natural life of birds and animals faces many dangers. Mention some of them. What do you think are some of the dangers that animals face around the world? Think about it or discuss it with whoever is next to you. Natural life of birds and animals face many dangers because there's people who are hunting animals, cutting trees, and because there's lack of vegetation. We can help protect animals in many different ways. Mention some. We can look after birds, for example, by feeding them and providing them with shelters. This is one way that we can help protect animals. By removing dangerous toxins from their environment and collecting money for an animal's protection. These are also some of the things that we can do to help protect animals. We have a new vocabulary item here, toxins. If you look at the image on the right, the chemical, it gives you an idea of what the word toxic or toxin means, right? Toxin is a noun, and it means a chemical that has a negative effect on the body. Now, how important do you think it is for countries to protect animals and wild birds in the modern world? Do you think not protecting animals will affect the balance of nature on Earth? Wildlife should be preserved so we don't lose any rare species of animals, birds, or plants. For example, last year we've learned about a specific species of rhinos that is called the albino rhino. We can also protect animals, and protecting them maintains the balance of nature on Earth. Here we have the word exotic. It has a similar meaning to the word rare. Exotic here is an adjective, and it means unusual and related to a foreign country. In your opinion, should human developments be more important than animal welfare? I think that it's not. Of course not, because both humans and animals share life, and they depend on each other. Sharing life together maintains the balance of nature on Earth. Here's another piece of information. Male and female birds have different calls. Calls, or call, is a noun, and it means the characteristic sound of a bird or other animal. For example, when it comes to cats, they meow. When it comes to cows, they moo. These are their calls. Lesser kestrels, which are a type of birds, are members of the falcon genus. What do you think the word genus here means? It's a noun, and it means smaller than a species and larger than a family. The image on the right will help you understand what the word means as well. The next item is nest. It's a noun. It means a structure made by a bird for laying eggs and sheltering its young. If you look at the image, you can find there's a nest. For example, I can see an eagle's nest on the rocks, or in this image, on the tree branches. In your point of view, what things threaten animals and cause them to be extinct? We've had certain ideas of some ideas in this episode from the beginning. Some of them are when it comes to hunters and poachers. They threaten animals' existence on Earth. The reason for that is because poachers hunt animals and birds illegally, and they should be punished. So what do you think the word poachers mean? The images on the bottom will help you understand the meaning of the word. Poacher is a noun, and it means a person who hunts animals illegally. For example, there should be a strict laws to prevent poachers from killing animals. Another thing that threatens animals and causes them to be extinct is the use of pesticides, and pollution kills animals. Pesticides are poisons which contain dangerous toxins. They can harm people and animals. So based on the images that you see on the right, what do you think the word pesticides here means? We also use them when we want to kill certain insects. So I gave you a hint right there, so it'll help you understand the meaning. Pesticide is a noun, and it means a chemical substance used to kill insects. For example, farmers usually spray pesticides on their crops to kill insects, but they may also damage people's health. The next vocabulary item is also related to air pollution, which is carbon monoxide. It's a noun, and it means a poisonous gas produced when carbon burns in a small space. We've all known that when it comes to traffic on the road, it produces a lot of carbon monoxide, right? For example, plants absorb carbon monoxide from a polluted air. The next item is wasteland. It's a noun, and it means an unused area of land that has become barren or overgrown. The image on the right will give you a very good example of what a wasteland is. Ducks swim with their underparts in water. This is a fun piece of information. Now, what do you think the word underparts means here? Underpart is a noun, and it means the underside of an animal's body. So we have an upper side and we have an underside. For example, I saw an animal that has dark spots on its underpart. Here we have another form, or let's say another species of birds, which are pigeons. Pigeons are widespread in many areas, and we know this because we've seen them every single day. Widespread is an adjective, and it means found or distributed over a large area. The opposite of widespread is limited. The next item is global. It's an adjective. It means relating to the whole world. So, for example, when it comes to animal extinction, it's a global issue. Another example here is pollution is a global problem that we should solve. The next item is mammal. This is an important word to learn because it's also about animals in the animal kingdom. Mammal is a noun, and it means a warm-blooded animal. If you look at the images, all of these creatures or animals are mammals. For example, humans, elephants, and dolphins are all mammals, but birds, fish, and crocodiles are not. Another form of mammal is dogs. Dogs can be aggressive sometimes, don't they? So what do you think the word aggressive here means? If you look at the image, it shows you a dog being aggressive. Aggressive is an adjective, and it means behaving in an angry or threatening way. For example, watching violence on TV makes some children more aggressive. Another creatures that could be aggressive as well are lions and tigers. They are fierce animals. What do you think the word fierce means based on this context? Fierce is an adjective, and it means angry or ready to attack. The antonym of fierce, or one of the antonyms, is gentle. Here we have the word tame, adjective. We usually use this word when we have pets at home. Tame means not dangerous or frightening, or it could also mean domesticated. For example, just like the image, pigeons are so tame that they can sit on your shoulder. However, when it comes to other animals, some of them are hostile. Hostile is an adjective, and it means unfriendly or aggressive. The opposite of hostile is friendly. The next item is stubborn, an adjective. It means determined not to change one's mind, especially in spite of a good reason to do so. The opposite of stubborn is obedient. Now we come to different types of animals. We have animals that eat meat, that are called carnivores. And there are other types of animals that eat herbs or plants. These type of animals which eat plants are called herbivores. Herbivore is a noun, and it means an animal that feeds on plants. The next item is sustenance. Sustenance could have a similar meaning to the word food and drink. Sustenance is a noun, and it means food and drink regarded as a source of strength or nourishment. For example, without sustenance, animals would die. Here we have the word bed out. It's a verb, and it means to transfer a plant from a pot or seed tray to a garden plot. The next item is adjacent. It's an adjective. It means next to or adjoining something else. If you look at the image, the two buildings are adjacent. Another example, Khalid and Hisham work in adjacent buildings. Here we have the vocabulary item clean up. It's a noun, and it means the removal of waste and rubbish from land and returning it to its natural state. For example, it's important to have a consistent class cleanup. This item is proud, and it means, or it's an adjective, and it means feeling of happiness as a result of something you have achieved. We've had this feeling many times when we accomplish things. For example, parents are proud of their children's achievements. Here we have the word finance. It's also related to the lesson because some projects that involve protecting animals need to be financed. Finance is a verb, and it means to provide funding for a person or enterprise. Now we have the word imperative. It's an adjective, and I think looking at the image, you can understand the meaning of the word. Imperative means crucial, of vital importance. The next item is on behalf. It's a phrasal noun. It means in the interests of a person, group, or principle. For example, Fahad is courageous enough to speak on behalf of all his colleagues about their complaint. We've learned a lot of vocabulary items today, or in this episode. Now let's take the vocabulary task. Fill in the spaces with words from the list. We have widespread, tame, sustenance, pesticides, and fierce. Here's question number 1. Farmers use blank to kill insects, but they affect people's health. Now, when it comes to the vocabulary task, always look for keywords that could help you find the correct vocabulary or the correct word to use. In this sentence, we have 3 different keywords. We have farmers, kill insects, and affect people's health. Now, based on the lesson and based on the words that we've just learned, which one is the best suited here? Pesticides. Excellent job. If you didn't get this one right, try again in the next question. Here is sentence number 2. Phones are blank all over the world. Again, look for the key words. In this sentence, the key words are phones and all over the world. So connect these keywords together and then look at the context. This will help you find your answer. It's widespread. Well done. Now it's your turn. Apply the methods and the techniques I've just taught you. Here is the sentence. Cats are blank animals. Again, the first thing that you need to do is look for the keywords, connect them, look at the context. That will help you find the answer. So here are the keywords, and the answer is tame. Cats are tame animals. Excellent job. Here is question number 4. When lions are blank, they attack people and other animals. Look for the keywords. You found them. Now look at the context. What's the best word to use here? Fierce. Excellent job. When lions are fierce, they attack people and other animals. Well done. So in this episode, we learned to use new vocabulary items in sentences, and we've also answered some set book questions to understand the lesson about nature. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.